888-366-3733. Jimmy Tags. This is the day. Vegas Experience Investment Bankroll. You got it all going on in Vegas. Another huge weekend starts now. All they got to do is pick up the phone and get involved.
It starts now, and for people that are just tuning in right now, you know, earlier in the we're here for the taking. We want to give you the free games, but if you need to win, and if you're tired of guessing on these games, if you're tired of waking up on Monday morning because your offshore account is tapped or you owe your bookmaker more money than you want to own, this is not the time of year where you want to be playing catch-up. This is a great time of year. The College Bowl season is right around the corner. You want to go into that season, okay, with an opportunity to grow a bankroll. Because remember one thing, the money that we make now is next year's bankroll for next year's football season. Okay, and most people don't go into the football season with somebody else's money besides their own. So what we're going to do is we're going to take somebody else's money. We're going to put it into your pocket, and then you can beat them with their own money, because that's the trick to this game. The trick to this game is to playing with OPM, which is other people's money.
Yeah, man, no doubt. And what he means by other people's money is the house. Las Vegas has endless amounts of suckers coming out there giving away their money. And the reason they keep this thing open and the reason they have limits, if there was no such thing as a sharp guy, bookies wouldn't have a limit. They have a limit because the sharp guys can chop them to death. They would rather have 10,000 small guys betting 100 to 500 a game with no clue on what they're doing than having 5 sharp guys going head-to-head with them because they'll lose. They wouldn't take it no more. Get involved now. Don't miss the boat.
888-366-3733, 888-366-FREE. All right, Paul Nolan, the time has come. You have been red hot. Your last 11-1 or 12-1. Your last 12 or 13 free picks right here on the show. What do you got for us today?
Cincinnati, LA Chargers. Once again, there is so much value in unders. People don't want to bet them. If you're out there and you won't bet an under, it's because you're square. If you won't bet an underdog, it's because you're square. I'm letting you know now, everything, and it's 12-1 here on the air in our last 13, and all of them have been dogs and unders. And again, the Chargers and Cincinnati Bengals will go under 48. There's another free pick. It's another winner, but that's nowhere near my best bet. My best bet is going today on the recorded message. Call now, listen, learn, get involved, ask questions.
All right, there's your free play. You're under between Cincinnati and L.A. 888-366-3733. Guys, that's the number. Get involved. 3 for free available. Executive basketball available. All you got to do is pick up the phone, get involved. 888-366-3733. 888-366-3733. All right, that's going to do it. Have yourself a great Saturday. We will see you tomorrow morning for more Sports Investors Weekly.
That's 1-888-366-FREE.
1-888-366-FREE. Visit Kearney Pearson Ford. They have amazing leases on some of your favorite Fords. Check out all their positive reviews and specials built to save you time and money at KearneyPearsonFord.com. Kearney Pearson Ford at their central location in Kearney Mesa.
This is the home of San Diego sports. KLSD-AM and KGBF D2. And now K277D8, San Diego. Fox Sports trending now.
West Virginia quarterback Will Grier is the latest big name to opt out of a bowl game and channel his attention on the NFL draft. This, according to Fox Sports' Bruce Feldman this morning. You understand from Grier's perspective, what else does he have to prove, but his teammates might be a little disappointed. Let's jump into the NBA from last night. The Warriors are trending towards the top of the Western Conference. You knew it was coming, it was just when. Golden State nails 19 three-pointers to tame the Bucks 105-95. That is 3 straight wins for the Warriors, and this after the team experienced, some early season struggles from some injuries and locker room drama. Meantime, the Spurs, well, they play selfless basketball, coming back to beat the Lakers. And this after the team experienced ball coming back to beat the Lakers. And this after the team experienced ball coming back to beat the Lakers. And this after the team experienced ball coming back to beat the Lakers. And this after the team experienced
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
To the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is 6 minutes after the hour. Good morning and welcome to Garden America. Happy weekend to you. Do trust you had a great week. It is myself, Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, and John Bagnasco. And we've got a couple of hours of great gardening talk. In-studio guest today. Going to throw things to Tiger. Tiger's going to set the stage with what we can expect this first hour. Tiger.
Yeah, so in studio today with us is Sara Bendrick, and she is a landscape design expert based here in San Diego, but travels all over the country and let's say the world to do landscape designs for people. A great DIY crafter incorporating elements into the landscape. So we're going to be talking with her in a little bit. But she's in studio if you're watching on Facebook.
Yeah, those on Facebook, she's the one smiling. The pretty one, the good-looking one in the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we'll be talking with her in just a little while. But we want to remember John's quote of the week. And, of course, John's got his little 5-minute comedic monologue.
We want to remember John in remembrance. John's just sitting there in the corner.
Hi, John. You can talk.
Oh, okay.
Hi. It's his first time on the radio.
What a week.
Yeah.
We got some rain.
We got a lot.
The rain was awesome.
It was headline
nice
news.
And slow. For people in other parts of the country, it's a real event.
It is an
when
event.
We get rain in San Diego.
Absolutely.
I think at my house I had, in the last 2 weeks, 5 inches.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that's a lot of rain here.
That is a ton. That's a ton. I don't think we got that much down here in San Diego. I think we got like maybe 2 or 3, but 5.
Well, I got enough to soak my patio, which I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
Everything looks really nice. Good rain.
Well, that's what my rain gauge said. And my rain gauge is a trash can. So
with little chalk marks all the way up.
Yeah, why not? So anyway, that's how much rain I've got, and it's so nice because it's easy to pull weeds. It's easy to dig up the roses that the gophers have pretty much chewed all the roots off of.
And as you've mentioned before, with the rain, we've got good oxygen coming from that rain as opposed to hose water or sink water.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder why when we get a lot of rain, the plants don't drown like they do if you overwater them.
Sure.
And it's because, as you just mentioned,
oxygen.
There's oxygen in that water. And it's the lack of oxygen that causes roots to rot.
You know, the other thing I like with the rain brought a little bit of cooler weather. And I had worms on my snapdragons.
I'm glad you said on your snapdragon.
Yeah, I got worms. But they all went away. A little too cold for them now. I'm liking the bugs going away as well.
So we had the rain and cold weather. And again, for those listening outside of California where it snows, I know you think we're crazy, but seriously, storm water. And it lasted about, 4 days, so it was a good week.
The rain was only 2 days, right?
Well, I think it kind of spit and sputtered for a few days after, but we had a couple of really good days of some solid rain.
And then yesterday, the sun came out. There were clouds in the sky, big white puffy clouds. Everything looked awesome.
You love those puffy clouds.
I was so happy. It's like cotton balls all over the sky.
So hey, how was your?
I can just see John lying in the meadow on his back.
On his back. How was the veggie pod? Give us a veggie pod update.
You know what? It's funny. I have to give you guys a photo update because I planted it. I think
shoot a video
3
of
weeks
yourself.
ago. I should because you know what's awesome about that veggie pod? I planted it 3 or 4 weeks ago. I got some lettuce, some snap peas, and some broccoli. And I watered it the first time I planted it. And since we've had rain and cool weather, I haven't watered it since. And it's doing great.
I told you.
It's doing great.
Because when I had it, I would go there, a couple, 2 or 3 times a week and never had to change the dirt or water because it holds the moisture really well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's it's one of those things when I'm leaving the house, I'm like, oh, I forgot to pick of it. But I got to snap a pic.
You got to remember that it's there.
Yeah, it's so easy to take.
Amazing. Love it.
Nice.
John, hey, the web back up and running. That's big news.
Oh, that is good news.
That's bigger news than the rain.
We finally got our new SSL certificate, which was totally new to me.
Are we going to hang that up in the studio? Is it framed?
No, it just makes the website work.
Nothing like that, huh?
It stands for Secure Socket SSL. I forgot what the L is. Anyway, level, secure socket level, I think is what it stands for. But anyway, it makes your site safe for people to use.
Okay, so people can jump back on and start buying things?
Yeah, so we were closed down for a couple of weeks, but it's back up. The HB 101 deal is available and we're shipping.
Yeah, take advantage of that because that's like $10-15 cheaper than it normally is.
Well, normally a large bottle, not the large, but the larger bottle of HB 101 sells for $34.95, and the small one sells for $19.95. So that's what $34, $44, like $55. But for $39.95, you can get both of them in a little Santa Claus Christmas package. So it makes a great stocking stuffer if you have a gardener you want to get a present for.
And if used
or if
properly,
you want to get it for yourself.
If used properly, that should last you a long time.
A proper way to use it right now is to put a capful in with your Christmas tree water.
Oh, yeah. Then that tree's going to last.
The tree will be perfect all the way through Christmas.
I have a huge Dracaena in my living room that was looking a little peaked, and I used it.
You told me that,
and within 2 days, it looks like a brand new plant. I even think it self-dusted itself. The leaves look great. And, when you get indoor plants, you get obviously dust, and you have to remember to dust it off. But it looks good. So, it does work. It's a nutrient, a vitamin, not a fertilizer, but people that have used it know exactly what we're talking about.
Well, when we were talking earlier about gophers eating the roots off roses, I've probably this last year had 5 or 6 roses that gophers have gotten to, and I haven't lost a single one. Even though there wasn't a root left, I put it in a pot and put the HB 101 on it, cut it way back, and so far every single one has survived.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is.
I don't know that I've heard any unsuccessful stories using HB 101. Where somebody says, I didn't notice a difference.
Well, Mia McCarville that used to own Solana Beach Nursery.
Yeah, Mia.
Yeah.
She used to make her husband drink it.
That's right. There is a edible one.
Right.
Well, not the one that we're talking about, is it? I mean,
yeah.
But the formulation is supposed to be like a little bit different.
We have to disclaim it. We don't encourage it.
No, not this one. Right. They make one that's specifically designed for you to be able to ingest. It's kind of I don't think this one would hurt you.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm interested is that when we talked to Misako, she'd mentioned a granular. What would be the benefit of a granular one versus a liquid?
Would it be a slower release?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe.
It might be easier to apply too because you don't have to mix it. You just throw it out. I don't know.
I think
I can just see me where it's going to be, for HB 101, it's like 1 drop per gallon of water,
one
right?
Granule.
That's what it is, right? It's going to be like 1 granule per plant kind of a thing.
Got to get out the tweezers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how little it takes. I think most of us put a little more than we need to, just because. But it can't really hurt if you do.
Well, our good friend, Dr. Joel Ross, is a fellow Rosarian. And I think when it comes to HB 101, he believes that if a little is good, a little bit more is even better. And when he puts that on the roses, the inner node is the space between leaves.
Right.
Where leaves come out. And normally on a rose, it's probably like 2 inches, 1 inch to 2 inches apart. when he puts the HB101 on, you get like 6 inches of internodes between the leaves. They grow so fast. There's just no time.
But is that, I guess that's usually growing too fast is not good, but I think in this case,
I don't think it's good.
No.
Really. I think it's just too much. But you do get quick growth. So depends on what you want.
Now, do his roses do they last or longer? Have you noticed any advantage of doing that?
His roses overall are fantastic.
So he's not going to change his ways.
No, he's not. It does help the plants to root. When I'm rooting rose cuttings, I put HB101 on them, and it really does help.
Do you think it would help to curtail?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that, and even seeds. If you soak your seeds in the HB101, or after you plant them, if you water the soil with the HB101.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it seems expensive because of the size bottle you get, but like Tiger said, it's 5 drops per gallon of water.
Exactly. Yeah, used properly could last you a year, depending upon how many plants you have and what you're doing. Hey, it's break time, and we're going to come back with our guest again. Tiger, those joining us, who do we have in studio?
Sara Bendrick joining us in studio with the book Big Impact.
Hi, Sara. Sara's been sitting quietly, but she's going to be ready to go after the break. It is 60 minutes after the hour. Questions, you can call us at 855-424-9825. Again, that's 855-424-9825. Here on Biz Talk Radio, Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Sara coming right back.
With less effort, Husqvarna's robotic automower is the
made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business. BizTalk.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back after that fantastic commercial break, award-winning commercials here on Garden America. And about 21 minutes after the hour, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. Questions, comments, 855-424-9825. Facebook is up, and so far, so good. And, of course, streaming on Biz Talk Radio. Tiger, let's have some fun. First of all, thank you very much. John's quote of the week, which we want to get to, obviously. We do it every week.
Right. And the quote is from Doug Larson. And
it's got to be a funny one then, right?
Well, he was a columnist, and he was editor for the Door County Advocate, and he wrote a column called Doug's Dugout for many years. I think he's around 92 now.
He's old, yeah.
And anyway, he said that a weed is a plant that has mastered every survival skill except for learning how to grow in rows.
It's our misunderstood flower, right?
Exactly.
All right. So now back to me. So in studio.
Now back to Tiger.
There we go. In studio joining us, this chair is so low, is Sara Bendrick. And Sara is well known for some of her work on the DIY network. I Hate My Yard. And then just recently, Lawn in Order. That sounds so dramatic.
That's pretty good. Did you come up with that?
I did not come up with that name.
But she probably helped come up with the name of her book, Big Impact Landscaping. And it's full of DIY tips and tricks and all kinds of wonderful stuff for your yard. So, Sara, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Have you done this before on the radio?
I've done some radio.
Okay, and
interviews,
TV, obviously.
Yes.
So this is child's play.
Wait a minute.
Child's play for you. And, of course, the camera's right there, so you can wait. There you go. People get a good look at you.
So, Sara, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're based here in San Diego. That's how I had met you originally. But you travel all over the country for these shows, doing landscapes for people. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I was born and raised in San Diego. I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, and then
oh, that's right.
I did.
Which one is that?
OLP.
Okay.
Our Lady of Peace here in town.
All right.
It was a great experience. I went to college for landscape architecture, and while I was there, I worked on a maintenance crew in the summer doing landscaping,
That's so
which I
awesome.
got lots of questions about. People were like, I got a lot of interesting questions because I did an apartment building. We used to maintain it, and then one time this guy came out. He's like, "Oh my God, you speak English?" I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
He thought I was a migrant worker
Sure.
or something, and I was like, "Okay." I was just confused, really. But then I didn't realize what I was doing was not that typical for a female.
And where was this at?
This
Where'd you go
was
to
in
college?
Mira Mesa area.
Oh, nice.
Miramar.
Yeah, nice. That's
But
funny.
I used to also, I had the route for all the libraries, and so I would take out all the trash for all the libraries. So I drove this grungy truck and would just take out the garbage and stuff. And that was not my dream job, but I just wanted to have some hands-on experience.
Sure.
From being from the design side.
Yeah, well, I hope I mean, I don't hope. I would imagine it helped you develop to what you are today in the sense of you're starting from the ground up, learning things, because that's one of the things in our industry that happens is that usually a designer will come in with these grand concepts, these grand ideas, but then actually implementing it can be a challenge.
Because sometimes two different things.
Yeah, but somebody who has installed before, somebody has done the work understands their restraints and understands restrictions and be able to put together a better design for people.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say there's definitely a disconnect between design and construction. Now, I think there's tons of wonderful designers that can absolutely execute beautiful designs into construction, but there is a difference of knowing how something comes together and be able to design something to be more efficient with materials, as well as knowing how it goes in. It changes the way you might put something together.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell us a little bit. Let's start off with the book.
Sure.
Okay. What inspired you to write this book? Is because, I mean, this is definitely timely. This is a hot topic for people to be able to do their own things. You know, and you give some great tips and you kind of walk people through it in the book, right?
Yeah, so my goal with the book was anybody that has a yard, whether they're renting or own it and want to make it more their own, I want to give them tips from as easy as throwing down a rug and putting a patio table to how do you build the patio. And I figure people will fall in between the spectrum, but I wanted to show them how things come together and they can decide, do I want to DIY this or maybe I should hire this out?
Yeah.
But I break down all the steps for those ambitious DIYers. I have simpler projects for people who are not as handy. And then if it's beyond you, you at least know what is involved so you can
you can hire somebody.
So you can hire somebody and know what to expect.
Exactly.
Well, you know, one thing, you know, I think that you should create your next book based on somebody's tool set. Meaning like if you have a tool case that has hammer and screwdrivers in it, these are your crafts. If you have a electric drill and a saw, you can actually do these ones.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the thing that people get mixed up with. They see this DIY craft and they're like, oh, I could do that. Meanwhile, after $1,000 in tool purchases later, they're like, oh, that's why I paid somebody that much money to do it. They need all this stuff to create this one little project.
Yeah, I think if I did another book, I would make it even simpler and use simpler tools and because I think it would appeal to more of the masses. But my goal with this book was, well, what type of metal should I use or what type of wood should I use, pressure treated or this or that. So it's almost an educational because a lot of people don't understand building outside where they feel a lot more comfortable inside.
Yeah.
So I talk about like different types of stainless steel, different types of lumber, what they're good for and stuff like that. And as well as having DIY projects.
I would imagine in writing the book that you want to be careful not to talk over somebody's head, not to assume that they know what's going on, and talk to somebody who has no idea where to begin.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You have to write to a very broad audience and pick out different things. And
sort of a Dick and Jane. See Dick with a hammer. See Jane build, you know, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I think if I did another book, I'd make it even more simpler. I would say that this book is great for people that already have maybe some hands-on or interest in understanding more about what goes on.
Right.
Now, you did bring in, for those of you watching on Facebook Live, and for those of you on the video, she did bring in a few samples of some items. First.
Sure. So the love sign I created out of scrap lumber. I actually had old fence panels, and I just keep scrap piles of nice wood. That's cedar. I love cedar. So I couldn't throw it away. And then I have these old redwood pieces, and I ended up just creating some art out of the scrap, which this could do fine sitting outside because it's made out of cedar and redwood. And so it's a piece that could, you see all these signs inside, but this is something that could sit outside. And it cost me nothing in material, just some time.
And it could be weather worn and still look good.
Oh, I'm sure it looks even better after some weather on it.
Looks more natural.
And then for the people that are listening, you know, if I can describe this, it's almost fence paneling on the background, and then she constructed an L and a V and an E out of wood, and then instead of an O, she used a heart, but then painted it red. Just a wonderful piece. And kind of like what you said is that this was just something created out of scraps. So most people have scrap lumber or
looks like
wood.
my woodshop project.
Yeah. And, you know, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to say, hey, I did that. I put it together. There it is. And, you know, with a few little tips, it can be outside and be just fine.
And even bigger could be a gate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the nice thing about it is not a complicated project. It's if you know how to make some cuts on wood, you can. And I used the jigsaw to make the heart. I would say the jigsaw is one of my favorite tools because it gets so creative.
It is break time. We're going to come right back with Sarah. Questions, comments right there on Facebook Live. Also, Biz Talk Radio. John at GardenAmerica.com. Maybe next hour. 855-424-9825. And again, please use Facebook for questions and comments. I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox. John Bagnasco coming back with our guest Sara after this here on Garden America for your Saturday morning.
Starting a business can be tough, but getting the word out about your business through a great website can be even tougher. That's why you need SpotOnWebsite.com. At SpotOnWebsite.com, you can register your company's domain name, even build your website overnight. It's fast, easy, and most of all, it's sure to fit your budget. SpotOnWebsite.com has a wide range of internet products and solutions to make the most of your website, even on a small business budget. Log on today and see for yourself at SpotOnWebsite.com.
My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you are having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts, available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
Hey, this is Ellen Generous. We all have a vital role in helping California communities, firefighters, and first responders battling wildfires throughout the state. In this time of crisis, the entertainment community unites in support of those keeping us safe. Join us at musicforrelief.org/fire and give to provide firefighters with the critical equipment they need to protect our neighborhoods. That's musicforrelief.org/fire. Thanks.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. Don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
It may have been a messy divorce that suddenly cut your income in half, but not your bills. It might have been an injury or illness, or your boss just cutting back your hours. It doesn't really matter how you got in over your head. It only matters that you are, and that we're here to help. If you've got over $10,000 in credit card debt and you can't ever see breaking free, then call Action Debt and do it now. Being in over your head is a vicious cycle. One day late, they charge you a late fee. Miss a payment, they double your rate. You just don't think it's fair, and neither do we. This is not bankruptcy or just a simple rate reduction plan. We fight for you using our proven experience in the insider programs that credit card companies try to hide. If you owe at least $10,000 to the credit card companies, you owe it to yourself to call Action Debt at 800-384-7099. Just because you got in over your head doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Call 800-384-7099 today and we can be on your side tomorrow. 800-384-7099. 800-384-7099.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business talk. Online at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Thank you for joining us, Facebook Live, also Biz Talk Radio. We are back, 855-424-9825 for questions. Also, Facebook Live, Bryan, Maine, Tiger, Palafox. Sarah's with us, John Bagnasco. We're going to continue. This is going to be a quick hour, I can tell.
Oh, definitely. Lots to talk about. So we were just talking about Sara and her book in the last segment, but now we're going to move on to some of the TV work that she's done. And I Hate My Yard and Lawn and Order. And these are remodel shows, correct?
Yes, they are. Everything I do on TV is in the landscape.
Because Lawn and Order, you can, you can walk around and be arresting people and taking people to trial and all that, right?
Pointing out all the illegal things about their lawn.
Yeah, it's true, huh? No couch.
Put out the caution tape.
No couch in the front yard.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So give people a little bit of the inside look when it comes to these shows. I mean, you meet with a client, you discuss what they want, and then, I mean, your goal is to just implement it, right?
Sure. So each show is a little bit different. And I started out with I Hate My Yard. That was my first show, and we started filming that in 2012. And that one was really fun. We filmed pretty much mostly in Los Angeles, and we would find homeowners who had terrible backyards.
I bet that wasn't hard.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
Well, it's harder to get into people's backyards without their permission. So all the episodes we did were in the backyard for that show. And so they did a combination of casting where they just had people send in photos, and then we would look at all of them and then just pick the worst yards and the best personalities.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's TV, so the people got to be fun and entertaining as well.
Right.
So the network would approve all those, and then we would start in on the design. And so I pretty much moved to LA when we were filming that, and I would just go. I had temporary housing. I'd go up there for months at a time, and we'd go measure, start designing the yard. And I had a wonderful design team, my design manager really, and we would just split episodes. And she would take the lead on one, and take the lead on the other, and then we just kind of combine notes and put our input and stuff like that, because it's just happened so fast. And you'll find a lot of times eventually, too, that a lot of times the talent sometimes gets a little removed from the design process as they get so busy to go. So I've always tried to make as much of I've stayed as involved as I can. And because it's important to me. At the end of the day, these yards are, my portfolio in a way.
And everyone's watching on TV. I mean, your work is out there.
Well, and exactly. It's people's yards.
Yeah.
I actually have, let me pull this up on our Facebook live stream for people. A before picture of one that you just did. And to describe to people what it is, it's a pink house. I mean, we're in the backyard. What was this done for? Was this Lawn and Order, or was this I Hate My Yard?
This was I Hate My Yard.
Okay. It's a pink house, basic bland backyard. And then you changed it, and it's got this Asian-esque kind of theme with a pond and a reflecting pool and this wooden structure kind of over it. I mean, how did you even, if you look at the first picture, it's just a pink house with nothing in the backyard, and then she created this oasis in the backyard. Did that come from discussing with the homeowner, or is that something that you just created on your own?
So the homeowner said he wanted an Asian influence yard, and he wanted it to be relaxing. And that's one thing with the shows. They give us input in the beginning, and then we get to run with it, which is exciting for a designer because you have a budget. I will say it's a limited budget, so you have to be creative. The DIY network is all about figuring out how to do things on a budget, and if you can, do it yourself. So we took that and we ran with it. We created a moon gate out of wood. A lot of times you see moon gates out of stone and stuff like that. That's just way out of our budget. So we ended up...
And you got to do it in 3 days.
Exactly. Well, we had a week. But basically, we cut out these giant pieces of wood, and then we attached them with screws and wood glue and then like marine primer, like crazy stuff, and created this circle that created the entrance to go outside from the patio into the rest of the yard. And it just creates this nice framing for the yard. It creates this indoor-outdoor feel, even though you're outdoor the whole time.
Yeah.
It creates like a safe space, and then like the outer space, which I think the family absolutely loved.
Now, did a koi pond come into play?
We didn't have a koi pond. We had a reflecting pond. So we basically dug out this. It was probably 6 foot by 3 feet deep, and had like a sump pump in the bottom, and it basically was just like a pond, like an open pond, and you could walk around it.
Any kind of little like waterfall, kind of because they said they want a relaxing atmosphere.
No waterfall on this one.
Or small little fountain.
No fountain.
I'm striking out.
No fountain on this one.
So I'm in the industry, Sarah, and we
Yes.
see these shows, and that's the one thing that I feel people get lost on in the show. And just since we're talking about this one here, they remade the backyard, but it made it into something completely usable and completely unique and different and fun. When we're talking budget for this kind of stuff, I mean, that's a full backyard makeover, and not necessarily that they have to do it in a week. I mean, this could be a project that would take a normal landscaper 3 to 4 weeks to accomplish, and all of that. What are we talking here? 40 grand, 50 grand?
So here's the difference. So with the television show, we come in so overly prepared and have so much back support that we can knock these things out in a week. And we also have our contractors and ourselves. We're not working 8-hour days. Like, we're working 12-hour days.
Oh.
So we're putting a lot of time in. I would say we definitely get better deals than maybe some people because we're on TV.
Mhm.
So I basically tell my real clients in the real world, I'm like, oh, you want it's probably, it might be double, or it might be 10 grand more. It depends on what it is. So I would say definitely building in real life costs more and it's slower, where support team of people coming in, everything is shown on time, and if it's not, somebody's going to get it.
Yeah.
Where in real life, you're like, oh, the delivery didn't come. Well, it's going to come tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or the plants are late, they'll be here in 3 days.
Or
they were
you're not the
shorted or
only
something.
yard I'm working on right now. We're going to go over here for a couple of days and come back.
Yeah, it has like 1,000% of our attention. So,
Right. And it has to because it's TV.
Yeah, because I mean, we have a whole camera crew and all that stuff. The production costs more than the landscape itself.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, right.
Like if we're behind schedule, they are losing a lot of money. So we have to stay on schedule.
And so when it came to you working on these shows, doing designs for people's backyards and front yards, and now you have your own designs that you do for people, and people can hire you as a landscape designer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you go to someone's home, you meet with them, you chat with them, you figure out them, you create this design. And then the cool thing about Sarah is that she's not just a designer that's going to put it on paper and walk away. You're actually there doing the work as well.
So it depends on some jobs I just design and pass off if I can't contract it. And then some jobs I'll follow from design all the way through implementation, and then I'll pick the projects I want to actually be hands-on with, and then I'll have a crew of people I'll work with it's usually a small crew. So I like to be very hands-on with the jobs I am contracting.
And I think that's what helps keep you down to earth in your designs, and being realistic for people and your clients to be able to kind of know is that, hey, if you're going to want this paver design in your backyard, it's going to take some time. It's going to cost more than if you were to lay basic pavers.
Yes.
And that kind of stuff, because not everybody sees that.
Mm-hmm.
So to this backyard design, we talked about your book with the DIY crafts and different things. Those are things that people can incorporate into their backyard, though, when they're all said and done, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the goal for me is to have people love their outdoor space. I think all of us either own these properties or we just, whether we're living or renting in them, you already have the space. It's a shame not to do something with it. And there's plenty of studies out there that show how being outside is beneficial for our health. And if you don't have a space that's relaxing or that you're going to use, it's really just a waste of a space. So it's a shame not to do something with it.
And I think that, a lot of people, I'm sure you met these homeowners that, I hate my yard. And it's almost, they didn't go back there. They almost stayed away from it because it was just overwhelming, right?
Yeah, just like completely dirt, like empty spaces, not welcoming in any way. And then you create these retreats that give them a space to entertain. It's almost like having more of a house.
Yeah.
But it's even better than a house because it's different than a boxed-in room. You get to see the sun. You get to feel the air.
Yeah. You get to hear the water running. Right, Brian?
So, yeah, exactly. I love fountains and water. So when you come up with these concepts, we talked about the Asian influence, so on and so forth. Do you always ask the homeowners first, or do you come in with a plan or several plans? How does that work?
I would say I always ask the homeowner. It's It's at the end of the day, it's
Right.
their yard, and I see myself as a facilitator. And a lot of times, clients have ideas, and a lot of times they don't. So if they don't have a lot of ideas, I bring a lot of mine in.
And what if they give you an idea and it's maybe going to be over budget? Then you have to scale down, keeping the same template in mind.
Yes. Well, in terms of like in like real life, if it's over budget, I'll just let them know, like, yeah, you can have whatever you want, but it's going to cost you this
Right.
much. And I would find I have a lot of clients that are like, I'm stuck on 20,000, stuck on 20,000. I'm like, fine, I can design backwards from that. That's fine. But you want this, and it's going to cost you this much. So, you have to decide.
And you have to be, and they have to be realistic too. You know, I mean, what you want, what you can afford with that budget,
Yeah.
maybe two different things.
Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, you feel free to go out to bid. If you can find somebody to do it for that much, I'm happy for you. That's fine.
Exactly. Okay, break time once again. One more segment coming up this hour. Got to come back with Sara. Your questions, Facebook Live, also 855-424-9825, along with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, Bryan, Maine. Saturday morning with Garden America coming right back. Stay with us.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard's Spinosad soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information. Want a better with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless and allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great-looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
You like business content. I mean, if you didn't like business content, you wouldn't be listening to this show, right? What if I can give you even more of what you like? Now, we've never met, but I'm willing to bet you are very busy. Between your work, family, and outside commitments, this little car ride is your time to catch up on your favorite show. But do you always get to tune in? Exactly. Well, now there's a business club with you in mind. BizVod is the place for business videos on demand. We have partnered with this show to provide you more of the content you like. The best part? It's all on demand. That means you can log in anytime from any device and watch shows that answer all of your business questions. For a limited time, you can try it for free for 30 days. Simply go to bizvod.com and enter promo code RADIO. That's BIZVOD.com, promo code RADIO.
Head ball coach Steve Spurrier here, and I know just how stressful it can be when time is tight and you need points on the board. Well, just like my fun and gun offense, AmeriFactors is a fast-moving game winner when it's fourth down and your business can't afford a funding fumble. Providing up to 98% of receivables in as little as 24 hours, your business can get the cash flow it needs to make payroll, hire new talent, or purchase equipment faster than ever. Best of all, funds come directly from your unpaid invoices, so there's absolutely nothing to pay back. And if your clients don't pay, AmeriFactors is your defensive line taking the hit. With over 29 years of successfully funding businesses, you know AmeriFactors is a you can trust to score big and score fast.
800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. 800-890-6380. That's 800-890-6380.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly 1 business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get paychecks. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-649-5324. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 877-649-5324. That's 877-649-5324.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to greathealthywater.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to greathealthywater.com. That's greathealthywater.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business talk. Online at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Okay, final segment. We've got just about 10 minutes to go to the top of the hour. News break coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio stations. See, that's how I answer your question right here on the air. Boom. Okay, it's been a good fast hour so far speaking with Sara. Lots of information. Probably could have you for 2 hours with everything going on. So we left off where?
Well, we left off in the landscape design ideas and how Sara creates people's backyards and what people need to consider. And I wanted to just kind of segue into, Sara and how people can get a hold of you if they're in the San Diego area. Hey, and why not just pay for her? Fly wherever you are.
There you go.
And she'll come out and do designs for you. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's just a little bit of a travel fee.
Or if somebody wanted to see some of your work, where would they go?
So sarabendrick.com is a great spot. I put a lot of effort into my Instagram right now too.
Okay.
So for somebody like myself, building my social media profiles is like the best thing that
Absolutely.
can direct people to, because that really helps me have a bigger presence as well.
Sure.
It's just help.
And they can see your work, pictures are there, and get some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as Bryan just mentioned, get some ideas. Be like, hey, I like this. I don't like that. I'd really like to incorporate this, or how can I incorporate this and, also add this other part or element to it. And because that's what I think people are kind of getting to with a lot of this Pinterest, DIY stuff. They're getting ideas, they're getting concepts. But then you help them by taking those and putting them into the space, because that's a hard challenge as well.
I think people just get scared of the landscape in general because it is a living space.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the hardscape, and people never expect landscapes to cost as much as they do. That's the truth. But I would say for anybody that wants to get the ball rolling with their landscape, go to thehouse.com, go to Pinterest, get those ideas going. And then I always recommend people to type in their address to Google Maps. And a lot of times, unless you're covered by trees, you can see the property lines, and you can just trace over that and start. Like in college, we call it bubble diagramming, but you could, draw a circle, be like, patio here. Start putting those ideas from Pinterest and putting them on that page, so you can kind of start spacing it out a little bit and thinking about it.
And you can get a grasp of how much room you have. If you put a dining room table here, it's going to take up this much of my yard.
Yeah.
Kind of
Absolutely. And I definitely recommend people consult with a landscape designer. APLD is a great resource. The American something
Professional Landscape
Thank
Designer.
you. There you go. But a lot of times people have been living in their yard so long that they can't see it as anything different.
Sure, absolutely.
See the potential
So
of
true.
it. I would say that's probably what I'm best at, is going and meeting people and telling them ideas they never considered.
Where you can visualize where they're kind of stuck where they have been.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, and then also talking realistic about budget. I talk about it right on the first day. It's not like buying a car where you need to like keep it from me. If I'm doing your design,
Yeah.
I can design $100,000 landscape, and if you can't afford that, that's a waste of your time.
Exactly.
And then the part of design or the landscape budget, I mean, the plants themselves are 5% of it. It's the hardscape, it's the concrete work, it's the patio, it's the deck, it's the fire pit, it's the barbecue.
Well, you're talking kind of construction, basically getting into construction. Yeah.
And
that's where
so
your cost
people
is.
get hung up and they go, oh, like you said, people have this concept, it's my landscape, and they expect plants, and they are somewhat inexpensive for the plants, and that is true. But when you want to lay that concrete patio or build that Trex deck, that's where the real cost comes in, and that's where you're going to be spending a lot of your money.
Yeah, or even landscape lighting. Like,
Oh, yeah,
throw
right.
some lights in it. I'm like, most of my residential jobs are around $5,000 for landscape lighting. And that's a basic lighting plan. I mean, but that's using professional grade lights and stuff like that. And you're not going to ever have to worry about these things. But those are the decisions that people aren't really aware of. Yeah, we can go to a big box store and put in some solar lights, and that will work for a year.
Well, yeah, because everything is
minimal.
it's outside. You got weather to contend with, so it has to be durable.
Yeah, so I think education is just a big part of the job as well, and giving people the resources. And my goal is not to make it the most expensive job so I can make a lot of money. I would say, obviously, I want to make money, but my goal is to facilitate these yards and make homeowners love them and at a price that they can afford.
Right, we're doing it right because your fingerprint's on there.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's a personal space.
And the one thing because I've worked with Sara for a while now, the one thing I definitely got the feeling from her and her designs is that, she truly does think about the homeowner from using the space, meaning they have a dog, they have kids, they have this. All right, how do I implement things that are okay with that, but then, going to take into consideration their design elements that they want to create, or, just different little things like, oh, you have no shade back here. We need to put in a pergola because otherwise I can do this wonderful design for you, but you'll never sit back here because it's so hot or sunny or anything like that. So definitely brings all of it around, which is really nice. So,
and I would imagine people sometimes want plants or certain material that's maybe not right for the climate or the zone they live in, and you have to explain that to them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But that's a lot easier than trying to figure out between a husband and wife that have different opinions on design. So.
Oh, that's always fun.
Absolutely.
Two complete opposite ideas and trying to mesh those two together, right?
Yeah. Psychologist.
So we've got about a minute and a half to go to the top of the hour, just to give you an idea.
Yeah. So Sara, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Once again, sarabendrick.com for more information. And can they buy your book from there as well?
Oh, gosh, it's not up there yet, but it will be in January, so
All
Amazon is the way to go.
Get it now?
But the biggest thing people could do if they want to support me is follow me on my Instagram.
All right.
At Sara Bendrick.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. It's beautiful out there today.
It is. It's gorgeous.
By the way, what are your plans today after you leave the studio?
I'm going to a nursery and start looking for some specimen tree for a client.
Whereabouts in San Diego?
So the job is in Mission Hills.
Mission Hills.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah,
very
right down the street.
Yeah, it's close to him.
So what have you found out real quickly, different areas of San Diego? They're microclimates. Does that affect you much?
Yes, definitely they do. It's more, I would say more like the position of the house and the shading.
Sure.
But obviously different areas of San Diego might be in different zones.
Right. The beach is going to be different from inland valleys to maybe East County, so on and so forth because of the heat.
Yeah,
things
a
like
plant
that.
that might do well on the beach might not do well in Poway, even though it's still kind of in the similar zone.
And some people go, well, why not? You got to explain all that.
Well, I'll put it in if they want it.
Yeah.
I'll just tell them I'll put a new one in 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be continually coming to your house and fixing things up as things go by.
Job security.
Well, great. Thank you, huh? That's going to do it. We hope to see you again. And by the way, if you get our newsletter, you are in our newsletter.
Yep.
So people can find out more by looking and reading our newsletter.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much. Any minute now, the music's going to play. There it is to take us into the top of the hour break here with news coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio stations. Facebook Live continues. Couple of questions which we'll get to on Facebook that you put in early in the hour. As we approach the top of the hour, we're going to take a break, come back with hour number 2, 6 minutes after Garden America here on your Saturday morning.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app, available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609. or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business talk. Online at BizTalk.
For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent. It's been raining in Houston, Texas, and officials there fear that rain could cause additional flooding. Harris County Flood District meteorologist Jeff Linder says there are some hidden factors to watch this weekend.
A lot of people are saying it's only raining 2 or 3 inches. Why are we seeing so much rises? It's the time of year that we are seeing, and it's also that our grounds were saturated going into this event.
By Saturday morning, the National Weather Service issued more than a dozen flood warnings for waterways across southeast Texas, but the threat of flash flooding is over. A man in detention on unrelated charges has been arrested in the kidnapping and killing of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar, who was abducted last month outside her home in southeastern North Carolina. The 8th grader was kidnapped from her driveway on November 5th in Lumberton, about 95 miles from Raleigh. 34-year-old Michael Ray McClellan has been charged with 10 felonies, including first-degree murder and statutory rape of a person under age 15. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Deck the halls with new My Pillows. You know, if you want to give those special people in your life a gift that will keep on giving all year long, consider the gift of great sleep, a good night's rest. And you can give that with this great special from my friends at My Pillow. The My Pillow Christmas special, their lowest price ever on the 4-pack special. It includes free shipping, and their usual 60-day money-back guarantee has been extended until March 1st. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Christmas special, enter my promo code USA. You'll get 2 premium My Pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Nothing better than the gift of restorative sleep. And by the way, you can keep 2 of the pillows for yourself and give away 2. You know that. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Christmas special, use my promo code USA to get 2 premium My Pillows, 2 Go Anywhere pillows at one low price. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Christmas special, enter my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175. Remember, my promo code USA can be used for just about anything on the MyPillow.com website.
Prosecutors are recommending receives a long prison. USA's Wendy King has details.
President Trump's one-time lawyer, Michael Cohen, was in touch with a Russian who actually offered what he called political synergy with the Trump campaign. Prosecutors also say the president directed Cohen to make illegal campaign payments to Stormy Daniels. Cohen has implicated the president in a crime, saying that he was the person who directed him to violate the campaign finance laws. Special counsel Robert Mueller says he won't ask for any additional time for Cohen, as he's been providing useful information into his Russia investigation. I'm Wendy King.
Those revelations came in a set of court filings in which federal prosecutors in New York said Cohen should receive a substantial prison sentence of roughly 4 years for tax fraud and campaign finance crimes, and as Mueller's office accused the president's former attorney of lying to them about his contacts with Russia. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot, the conservative warrior. My show War Now airs every day right here on USA Radio from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm also the star of the Wayne Alaroot Show on Newsmax TV, reaching over 50 million homes. But my favorite role is Speaker Extraordinaire. I was opening speaker at many Donald Trump for President events. I speak at Republican, conservative, and college GOP events, and I'm available to be the star at your next event. Contact me to arrange for a Wayne Root keynote speech. Call toll-free 888-444-ROOT. That's 888-444-ROOT. Or email wayneroot@gmail.com.
A stampede at a rap concert in an overcrowded Italian disco killed 5 teens early Saturday, along with a woman who'd brought her young daughter to that event. Oregon Democratic Senator Ron Wyden provides this week's Democratic Weekly Address.
This week, America looked back at the remarkable life of President George Herbert Walker Bush. He cared deeply about our country, and his career in public service began long before he sat in the Oval Office. He was a decorated Navy pilot. He served 2 terms in Congress. He was a diplomat, a leader in the intelligence community, and Ronald Reagan's vice president. As president, he signed legislation that protected Americans with disabilities, and he strengthened clean air rules and raised national education standards. He also set the country on the path to a balanced budget. It was all done in bipartisan cooperation. That's what Americans want their elected officials to do. Set aside partisan divisions and do what's right for our communities and our country. That brings me to one of the key issues that Americans are focused on today. There is bipartisan support for legislation protecting the Mueller investigation into Russia and Donald Trump. Information that's just recently come to light shows why that's so needed. Donald Trump has claimed for years that he had no business ties with Russia. It is now clear that that's been false.
For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
Shaquille O'Neal here. If you battle back or hip pain or knee or shoulder pain, you don't have to tough it out. You can just turn it off with Smart Relief from Icy Hot. You just push a button and whoosh. Smart Relief sends waves of relaxing pulses that safely block pain at the nerve level. It's simple, easy to use, and it's been clinically tested to start providing immediate relief for hours, even after you turn it off. So if you're battling pain, let Icy Hot help you win that battle. Turn on Smart Relief and turn off pain.
Use only as directed. Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now.
5107 800-217-5107. That's 800.
Post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan May.
I think.
Really?
I mean, really, really strong. Yeah.
I still got hibiscus. It's one thing I'm missing. Tiger would have to tell me where to put it though. After he jumped over my fence and had to make his way through the jungle with a machete. Well, you saw how much I have
You need to
back
put
there.
it out there by your ficus tree in the common space area.
Yeah, you know what? That ficus tree is huge, and I have not watered it now with all the rain. But they did a walk by. They brought somebody by and said, you know what? Don't worry about it. We like it. I'm like, okay. But you know what? I don't know, John, if you remember when you came to our wedding at our house back in 2014, there was a huge eucalyptus tree right next to our place, and it did lift a little bit of the sidewalk up here and there. They finally removed it, but I'm just glad it didn't go the other way because I'm sure we're under a concrete slab, so it can lift up anything at once as long as it's not my living room.
Yeah, exactly. Not your living room. Why is my couch sitting 6 inches higher?
In the newsletter this week, I put a picture of I just took a picture of a Adam Lee hibiscus that was blooming in my yard. That plant right now probably got 200 to 300 buds on it, and it's about 6 to 7 feet tall and about 4 to 5 feet.
What color?
About 4 feet wide.
What color?
Well, it's in the newsletter.
Well, click on the newsletter here. Should I turn my back on the camera and go to the email?
Well, Tiger can show you a picture of it. He's got it right here.
Tiger can.
Bam! Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Red.
Nice red.
And you know what I'll tell you about hibiscus? Tortoises love to eat the flowers.
Oh, because you have a tortoise that you see now and then,
Yeah,
right?
and I have a hibiscus, and it loves those flowers from the hibiscus.
Don't they hibernate this time of year?
Yeah, mine is resting. It's dormant.
Do you know where
It's
he
dormant.
or she is?
Yeah, she's in a spot. She's under a rock thing that we have in her enclosure.
So it must be low maintenance. Do you ever give her like lettuce or feed her, or does she just kind of?
Yeah. She wanders our lawn. We give her weed. Like they do recommend like more, not so much lettuce because again, lettuce very little
There's
nutritional
nothing
value.
in there. It's like iceberg lettuce.
But they dandelions and some of those weeds. Those are really good that they do eat and they go after those. But the hibiscus flowers. Then we have these little pellets that.
How long have you had
eats.
the turtle?
2 years, 2-3 years.
Continue to grow, or has it reached?
No, it's continued. It'll be one of those ones that I can ride one day.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll be awesome.
It's one of those African ones.
I don't know what it is.
You know what? It'll outlive your whole family.
Oh, it definitely will. Yeah.
Everything goes right.
Yeah.
So we talked landscape architecture last hour.
There was another question on Facebook. I can't remember what it was, but back to the camellia, the fragrant ones, John. What was that nursery up in LA? Was Nuccios?
Nuccios, yeah.
They had a lot of. They had, I think, the last time I looked, about six or seven varieties of fragrant camellias,
right.
And yellow ones too, which you don't see too often.
Yellows are relatively new. It comes from a species that was kind of hard to find in the wild, Camellia chrysantha.
Mm-hmm.
And the Nuccios have bred that with Camellia japonicas to try to produce some yellow camellias. And to date, there are yellow camellias, but they're very light yellow.
Yeah.
It's not sun yellow.
And then the other thing that I saw was the camellias that they use for tea. There's quite a variety of camellias that they actually use for tea as well, which is kind of neat.
Well, that's what tea is.
Well, I mean,
tea is Camellia sinensis.
But I was going to say it's not all camellias.
No, just camellia. It's a specific species of camellia, and so that the tea plantations that they plant are just Camellia sinensis, and they pick the new leaves, and that's where they get the tea from.
And when it comes to planting a camellia, if somebody's planting it new in their yard, the azalea camellia mix just has more peat, a little bit more kind of acidic soil, right? And because in Southern California, if you were to plant it in just if somebody's backyard, just plant it in their backyard, would it do well for a while, or does it need that camellia fertilizer, that camellia planting mix?
I don't use planting mix when I plant anything.
Uh-huh.
And my camellias are all in the ground without planting mix.
And without the fertilizers?
Yeah.
That's because you have good soil. You make
no,
sure
no, it's not really good soil. But what I do use is I fertilize with cottonseed meal, which is acid-based.
Got it.
And the reason they need acidic soil, plants that are acid-loving require acidic conditions for a particular reason, which we'll tell you about as soon as
You know,
we come back from the break.
John used to hang out with a lot of acid-loving people. It is 60 minutes after the hour break time. Questions, call us the old-fashioned way if you want to. It's toll-free at 855-424-9825, Facebook Live, or how about this, John at gardenamerica.com.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to fertilome.com for more information. Want a better-looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great-looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Want more business content? You need BizVod, the place for business videos on demand. With BizVod, you can watch business videos you want to watch when you want to watch. Search for topics that interest you. Available on Roku and Web TV, and soon on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, iOS, and Android. With BizVod, you don't have to wait for business content. You are in control with hundreds of business shows and clips available on demand. Log on to BizVod today and use promo code RADIO for your first month free. That's right, for a limited time, your first month is free with no obligation. You can cancel anytime. Membership to BizVod is only $49.95 for the year. That's less than $5 a month. Again, the promo code for your first 30 days free is RADIO. BizVod, the place for business videos on demand. Log on to bizvod.com and join today.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake, and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly 1 business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-649-5324. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 877-649-5324. That's 877-649-5324.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business talk. At biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And a good Saturday afternoon to our friends on the East Coast. The rest of us, good morning. Thank you for spending part of your weekend here. Garden America, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. John Bagnasco. Phone lines, 855-424-9825. Also, John at gardenamerica.com. And if you've been watching on Facebook, we have addressed a few of your questions so far. You can continue in that direction if you want. Tiger, things are slowing down a little bit after this weekend, right? Christmas
After this
tree
weekend,
wise,
yeah,
at
this
the
is a
nursery.
big Christmas tree weekend. So, we're going full steam ahead today and tomorrow, but then it'll start to slow down. I was talking with John before the show. We've been having the perfect Christmas tree weather here in San Diego for the past few weeks because it rains midweek,
right,
and is cool, but then it's been beautiful and sunny for the weekends, and that really, for San Diego, number one is if it's cloudy, people just do not go outside. So, it's nice when it's sunny for us because we get outside. And but the rain and the cool weather has kept the trees really nice and fresh.
And then the sunshine of the weekends brings people out.
Exactly.
That's what you want. That's a good perfect storm.
That's what we want.
What you don't want is Santa Ana winds and the temperature in the 90s.
And then everything dries out.
Yeah, and all the leaves or all the needles fall off the trees. It's a disaster.
So, John, let's get back to the website quickly. Orders are coming in right now, HB101.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention that, a lot of people are ordering the HB101, but we were talking about a form made by the same company that promotes your health and it's edible, and that's called EH101. Our friend Susan from Vista sent me a note and said that she's been taking it. Now she's 6 foot just tall. No, it doesn't increase your height, but it is supposed to be healthy for you.
Same, I would imagine, kind of process as HB101, but this is for humans, not plants.
I have no idea.
Come on, put yourself out on a limb.
No, I'm not when it comes to
ingesting anything.
Right, to eating anything or giving out any kind of health tips. That I really not equipped to do.
No, you're not.
My wife probably would be because she's a nurse practitioner, but not me.
I got a question for you then, John, on some advice.
Well, then do one of two things. Call the show or go on Facebook.
So I have a neighbor, and I want to check with my advice for this person. Has a small lemon tree, maybe a 2-year, 5-gallon. So probably the equivalent to a 15-gallon lemon tree now, loaded with lemons, very minimal foliage. Obviously, the branches are starting to droop. Everything's starting to hang down, but still loaded with lemons. Thinning out the lemons, good to do right now. And would that help? Like, what if he left the lemons on? Would the foliage come back when it's all done? Or is that going to stress out the tree way too much?
No, the reason that trees lose leaves, citrus trees lose their leaves when they're fruiting, is because there's not enough nutrients in the soil, usually nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, plants just like people and animals, one of their main goals is to reproduce. And the lemon fruit is where the seeds are. So they're going to drop their leaves so they can hold the fruit. But if the nutrients were there, they would hold both. Right.
So more fertilizer.
Right.
Even this time of year.
Yeah, you could probably use an organic fertilizer and actually a shot of HB101 poured over the plant itself would probably really help.
It's funny you bring that up because the citrus tree that you gave me, the same thing was happening with the falling over the weight. So I did cut a few of the branches, and seems to have worked a little bit. And those they're green, kind of.
These are the mandarins. These are mandarins.
Kind of becoming yellow.
Yeah.
But I know it's not getting enough sunlight. But the tree's hanging in there. So I'm just hoping maybe when spring comes.
Is that
Do you
kind
remember
of
the ones from Iran, Brian, when you were little? They were dyed red.
Oh, I've seen those
I
before.
don't remember. No. Really? Who dyed them? What, red dye number 9? Probably not good
I don't
for
know,
you.
but when you crack them open, eventually your thumbs would be and fingers would be red from the dye.
I wonder why they dyed them red.
What was that about?
I don't know. It's a Middle Eastern thing.
And you say they used to come from there. No longer, right?
Oh, we're not really that friendly with Iran.
A lot of things
anymore.
have happened in 50 years.
Coles.
Oh, okay.
Coles was the name of her third husband. She was married 4 times. Her third husband, I think it was her third husband, Coles, was the Mike Coles, that was the publisher of Look magazine.
Wow.
And she was a designer, a fashionista. I mean, she was just well connected to movie stars and
I like that, a fashionista. I love that word.
fashionista, yeah, and political people, royalty.
She was dialed in, as we say.
The Queen Mother was like her best friend. She did things for the government. She just went all over the world. And but being a designer, one of her things was to produce the world's best magazine ever. And can't tell you any more now because we're going to take a break.
We're going to talk about that after
Maybe
the break.
when we come back.
It is almost 30 minutes after the hour. Garden America, Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. Streaming on BizTalk Radio, Facebook, if you want to give us
'Sometimes business owners and entrepreneurs don't follow a traditional schedule. Well, that's where Biz TV's Biz Club can work for you on your time. For only $5.95 a month, you can have over 200 hours of our fresh, original content on demand, anywhere, anytime. And with our search feature, you can quickly and easily find the topic or show you're looking for in seconds.
$5107. That's 800-217.
I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and having to help me. I was terrified. It took hours for my neighbor to find me. It could be the end of it. Press this button, next alert center. I get the help I need.
414 1958 1-800-414-1958.
Attention business owners and independent. This is a money-saving stress. You don't want to go at possible opportunity to help you reduce maybe at the top of their hit list. So your tax deadline. IRS can seize your bank account, your home. Us deal with 65.
Today than we did.
Now, and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds, and then decide when you see how they cost. Rated number 1.
Oh, yes, we talked about that.
Prices and information.
We talked about lemons.
See how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's
My computer.
brand. Call 1-800-316-50.
or john@gardenamerica.com.
Okay, right back here on Garden America. Probably have a little different sound because, hey, it all boils down to a battery. We think we figured out something with the audio. Could be a battery. So for right now, you're getting ambient studio sound, or you should be if you're watching on Facebook Live. Everybody else on the radio should be status quo. Okay, John, I think we were talking about not this break before, but the last break. See, I can't even remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about Fleur Coles.
There we go. Yes, the woman. Yes.
Right. And the reason that I became first interested in Fleur was Miss Coles was because I discovered a floribunda rose called Fleur Coles, and I had no idea where that name came from.
So you researched it.
So I researched it. I started finding out all this information, and she was an amazing woman. She lived to be 101. And in 1950, she wanted to put out this fabulous magazine, and she called it Flair magazine. It was by far one of the most ambitious publications ever put out, and the cost overruns were so great that they went bankrupt within a year.
Well, what kind of content would force a company to go bankrupt? What was she doing with this publication?
Well, she would do things like a die cut on the cover,
So you would have the cover of the magazine with a die cut so that you could look to the second page, and the second page would be full color bleed of something that you were looking through, like a little porthole into the second page. You would do those kinds of things.
So even more than content, it was presentation, it sounds like, even though the content was good.
Yeah, it wasn't the content, it was the way that the
Right.
magazine was put together and printed, and she spared no expense in putting it together.
You know, you
and there
mentioned-
were a lot of great authors like Tennessee Williams
Contributed
to that magazine. The magazine was so well put together that now you can go onto eBay and you can buy copies anywhere from $30 to $150.
Well, you mentioned prior the magazine, Look Magazine, which went out of business many, many years ago. Is that before your time, Look Magazine?
Yeah.
It was Look and Life. Look and Life were the two big
Right.
ones that people would get.
Yeah, and she, even though she was married to the publisher of Look Magazine, she was kind of embarrassed by the magazine. She thought it was almost tabloid in some of the things that they would do, and she didn't want to have anything to do with that, even though she was a foreign correspondent for them for a while. But anyway, she came up with Flair Magazine, and then in 1953, she put together almost what would be called a yearbook, trying to revive the magazine. And I found one of those on eBay where she had autographed it, and they wanted $125 for it. And I thought about buying it, but I sent them a note and said, I'll give you $75. They came back, they said, we'll take $95. So
Oh,
anyway,
how about that?
I bought it, it's on the way here.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah, it's a Christmas present to myself.
Very good.
Also, she also wrote a book on roses, which I bought.
That's ironic, because I was going to give you the same thing from her.
So
You know what? You
I don't have to.
Give it to Tiger.
You must have outbid me, because I was bidding on it as well.
I think the reason they took the 95 was nobody was bidding.
I'm into Amazon Prime now because I love something delivered in 2 hours. I love it. And you know, when you put in your zip code, because you have to live in a certain area, and mine came up and they said yes. So I'm all about that now.
Are
you too? Are you?
I am, but I'm hesitantly, because I mean I'm a small business guy, so
Yeah.
I need people to still shop us. And Amazon has yet to find a way to infiltrate the garden industry in the sense of they're not delivering plants yet. You know, boxes of fertilizer and soils are a little bit tough to ship.
We know about delivering and shipping plants, and that's a whole other thing altogether.
Yeah, so I'm still not too worried about them infiltrating our. But I feel bad because, I mean, just to give you guys an example, my daughter wanted this, what's it called, advent calendar, but she wanted one that, you know, not little chocolates or candies. She wanted one that has little toys.
Okay, sure.
And so I was like, oh, sweet. Well, you know, I'm thinking, where would I go to get this? Would I go to a Target? Would I go to a little kid's toy store? Where would I go to get this?
Amazon.
I can't think of any place, but where can I definitely go to get this? And it's Amazon, and I'll have it in 2 days. And that's what I did.
Mhm.
So it stopped me from going and truly looking for this thing and going and shopping a local business, and I just ordered it online.
You know, John, I'll ask you this. I won't say that Amazon never will get into the plant business delivering, but there's quite a bit to packaging plants and making sure they arrive alive and safe.
Yeah, I don't think they will ever bring them into their warehouse. They may, you know, contract, and there's a
lot of cost involved in that.
Yeah, there's a guy on Amazon. I think it's Hertz Gardens. He does over $1 million a year in plant sales, in seed sales. And
on Amazon.
On Amazon.
And that's, you're going to hook us up next year on Amazon, right, John?
I don't know. If I had some help, Brian.
I know. If I didn't have this radio job during the week, right?
Just quit it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, not yet.
We're lucky that you're the only one of the three of us that has another job during the week. Our friend Kathy from, I'm trying to think of where she's from now. She's from Northern California.
Oh, you mean, okay, right.
Not Kathy Pearson.
Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else.
Right. Anyway, she sent us a note and said that when we were talking about pistachios and how they used to be dyed red and they came from Iran, and she said it was because of the harvesting practices in the Middle East, that they would be, I don't know, I guess hand-picked and then put in piles, and the process for getting them ready to market made the shells blemish and blotch, so they weren't appealing or attractive, so they dyed them red. So it was more of a marketing thing.
See, leave it to our listeners and viewers. Someone's going to come up with the answer.
Yeah. But now that they're grown in California and there's better techniques for harvesting, the shells all look fine.
Yeah.
And no need to dye them red anymore.
Yep.
What is that comment that Rochelle made about you being a referee, Tiger? What was going on there? That
I'm good in between you two.
Yeah, but what did we...
That's what she's talking about.
Oh.
You were complaining about how you have another job. And I was being a little bit snarky and saying, well, Tiger and I have other jobs too.
See, isn't that something? We know each other so well, I never took it that way.
Yeah.
That's just regular conversation.
Just regular conversation.
Yeah,
But that was the way I meant it, so we don't know each other that well.
I didn't take it that way. It's interesting.
Oh.
Anyway, so, gosh, what else
Did I
do we
tell you
want to
about
cover?
the cookies I got? I was going to tell you about that.
I'd love you. I know that you love oatmeal raisin cookies. That's your favorite, right?
Yeah, I think I told Sara during the break, the first one. These were Roger from. I told you also. Yeah, but I don't think we mentioned it on air, did we?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Well, he's Swiss, from Switzerland, by way of South Africa. Well,
thank you for clearing that up.
Well, he lived in South Africa for a while.
Okay.
Too. But anyway, he had a traditional Christmas cookie that they would make, and you would have to prepare the dough, he says, a month ahead of making the cookies. And they have kind of an anise flavor to them, so licorice. And
I'm not a licorice guy.
Some people are not, yeah. If you don't like licorice, you wouldn't like these cookies.
You like licorice?
But they've got, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he does, I remember,
Yeah, but anyway, they've got a good texture.
Okay.
So... And they're thick, like little muffins almost. They were really good, and I thought it was kind of interesting to be able to taste a traditional Christmas item from another country.
Yeah.
I mean, every country's got their own.
This is the time
Christmas
of year when
traditions.
Those things come out.
Yeah.
And speaking of cookies, this is a little bit ties into our show, The Garden America, but I was reading about the fortune cookie. In customary Chinese restaurants, they actually give you fruit with the bill. So traditional Chinese restaurant will actually give fruit with the bill as kind of like the, what is that called at the end of the meal? Aperitif? Or, is that the wrong use of it? That's for cleansing your palate or something, right?
I thought aperitifs usually referred to after dinner drinks.
Oh, okay. But anyways, so that's usually what you get with the bill is some fruit.
Okay.
We get fortune cookies. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is not Chinese at all.
And I don't think pizza's Italian either, right?
But I just thought that was so funny, though. Like, I never realized.
It's Americanized.
It is not Chinese at all to get a fortune cookie. I did not even realize that. I've been living this lie my whole life.
Of course you have. And just in time for the break. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. And if we find a battery, we're going to fix this audio. Okay, it is 45 minutes after the hour. One more segment coming up here, Garden America, for your Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are, at 855-424-9825. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, coming right back. Stay with us.
Paychecks, payrolls.
Call 800-605-5370.
Time changes everything. For me, becoming a single father of 2 young kids, it changed my ability. Permanent and legitimate way to get out of this for good. I'm Brandon Reed, the founder of Timeshare X Team. We will get you out of the timeshare you can't use or can't afford anymore. We get people out safely, legally, and permanently. We are more successful because we have more solutions. Schedule a free consultation to review your ownership situation and find the best strategy for you. If we can't get you out, we will give you a full Call Timeshare Exit Team today.
Call 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112. That's 800-929-8112.
Call Timeshare Exit Team today.
This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home for business talk. Online at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now. 855-424-25. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is our final segment, and I do believe we have audio on the Facebook Live, did Tiger, so we'll see how long that lasts as we continue with...
the little green bars are moving.
Troubleshooting. The green bars are moving. Okay, questions, comments right there on Facebook Live, or you can contact us, John at gardenamerica.com. Have you your email account, John? Just in case somebody did send us a question or a comment.
Well, we did have an email from Patty in San Marcos.
Our good friend Patty.
And we were talking about gophers eating roses, and apparently she's had a gopher attack several fruit trees.
Ugh.
And she was wondering, she said she put them in pots, which is how I saved all my roses.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And then put HB 101 on them. And she was wondering how often to put in the HB 101. And the answer is you can use it every time you water. It's only 5 drops per gallon. So I would until the plants recover. And you'll see in the spring if they're going to recover.
So you understand how that happens as far as, I mean, it's just a nub. So if anybody's ever had gopher damage or what else would cause damage like that? Gophers, moles, you end up with this nub.
Moles wouldn't do it because moles are carnivorous. They don't eat plants.
Gophers, just end up with this nub at the base of the plant, right?
Gophers or beavers.
Yeah.
One of the
well, beavers chop it off.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I've had some plants that look like that was done to them.
So, you in a rose, you mentioned it's in a fruit tree, and you put it in a pot, you take care of it, and then roots will begin to grow again from that area.
But if there's a lot of roots there, right? Usually
No.
there's like 2 or 3, and that's
Mhm.
about it. So.
If that. So it's pretty much just the core part of that plant that you need to keep intact then. Just that really core part.
Right.
And then it'll start to regenerate from there.
Well, so far that's been the case with every one of my roses.
Uh-huh.
That and again, like I said, it's a half a dozen that saved like that.
How long have they had to recoup? How long have they been in this process of what you've been doing?
Well, part of it could be that I've just been lucky that the gophers ate them during the winter months.
Yeah.
So they had the
It's
cooler,
kind of
rainy
dormant.
season to recuperate.
Uh-huh.
And it probably took, like I dug up one last week, put it in a pot, and the stems are still green. I would expect it probably to put out new leaves maybe in January, towards the end of January, if the weather stays warm. If not, then February.
I'd really like to see that root system after 6 months. You know what I mean? To come from
I should have
nothing-
taken a picture of the root system itself, because as big as my fist was the ball that had been chewed off. I mean, it was like a big block of wood.
Yeah.
With every root chewed
Gone.
off it. Yeah.
Because it's just interesting maybe to think that stem part of your plant is root. It's still root, but then at some point in time, like we talked about with grafting tomatoes, at some point there's a part of the plant which is no longer root, and now it's trunk or bark or the stem of the plant. Because if you bury that stem of the plant part, right at that soil level, you can kill the plant because it's going to rot it out. You're going to have the bark decay. You're going to infest it with disease or problems. But everything below the soil is root.
Yeah.
And it's not stem any longer. It's kind of crazy.
So, John, what would happen if, and I'm sure people have done this by mistake, when you're grafting tomatoes or any kind of a grafted plant, if you plant that graft under the ground, what happens? It doesn't perform as it's supposed to, or does it die?
No, in some areas of the country, they plant it underground on purpose. Because if you're in a cold area of the country and the rose freezes down to the graft,
it protects it.
It's dead. But if you bury the graft, then the top of the rose can freeze. But
in warmer weather here, we would want it just above the soil, right?
Yeah, but the reason we want it above the soil is so that we can see if the rootstock begins to grow.
Okay.
So you can pull off the rootstock.
So it's not a big deal if you bury it under the soil a little bit, usually.
No,
okay.
No, it won't be a big deal.
That's good to know. That's very good to know.
I have a picture here, since you didn't read the newsletter.
I'm getting scolded the entire hour.
You are.
I usually do. I usually come in and surprise him.
Yeah. All this wonderful newsletter
I was going to
knowledge.
show you a picture. I can't turn my computer around because it goes off. But I was going to show you a picture of the May edition of Flair magazine, which was the Rose edition.
Wow.
And it's, I think Shannon's going to get me a copy for Christmas. I wish I would have told her to get the May edition. Well, it's got articles on roses. As a matter of fact, Catherine Ann Porter wrote a little pamphlet on roses. Catherine Ann Porter, the author of Ship of Fools, she wrote a little insert on roses that was inserted into the magazine. And that, again, a little pamphlet that goes into a magazine, again, that's where the expense came from, to make things too expensive. And a lot of people were jealous of her magazine at the time, and they would make snide comments. And one author was heard to make the comment, "Oh, I wrote an article for Flair magazine, but it fell out."
That's
funny. That's I get that. Sure. Yeah.
And I think people were just jealous, but in some sense they were right, I guess, because she did go bankrupt, but she had plenty of money, so she didn't really care.
So I want to know
moved to England, bought a house.
I want to know
restored
if
it.
Tiger has taken my idea up about using drones for trees and melodies and things going on up so high you can't get a ladder. Do you see that in your future?
I think it's a reasonable thing. I think that it's going to be a matter of video footage. That's the hard thing is, I mean, even when somebody brings a problematic plant into the garden center to be identified, sometimes you need a magnifying glass to establish what's really going on. But definitely
you might get a general idea.
Well, I was going to say, that's the thing that we can't always get is a general idea.
Right, like it's all brown up here, but it's okay here and there.
Or a branch that died, identify why that branch died from the ground, but use a drone. It might be a cracked branch or a problem.
Hey, that's going to do it. We're going to record a podcast after, and it'll be up and running on Monday. Thank you so much. I want to thank our first hour guest, Sara, for being in. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main, Zach, Jeremiah, Brandon, the whole crew. Biz Talk Radio, thank you so much. And yes, we solved our audio problem. So be with us next week on Facebook. It's all going to go swimmingly. Till then, get growing, America. Take care.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz